Alright, what's up everybody? So today I have a 3-piece recorder that we are gonna be cleaning and fixing because I'm not sure if I posted about it, but about a week or two ago I buried a recorder about 3 feet underground, poured a bunch of water over it, tried to go grow plants on it, and we're gonna see if that did any major damage to the recorder. I have currently a little bit off camera cleaned off the body, but the head and bell, foot, whatever you want to call it, have a bunch of stuff in it, and we'll be using some tools that aren't even meant for this. I just made them to hopefully help with it. Yep, that works. So now we're just trying to get, for right now, get some channels cleared up in the middle of them. Luckily it's actually pretty wet. It's because I did soak it in a little bit of water. Okay, we have everything cleaned out. Now it's currently time to go to the hub. Move over here. If you guys hear that, like, wheels, that's because I'm carrying a cooler right now. It doesn't have anything in it. It's just for the phone. And I should probably move this over here. Alright, let me try to find a proper angle for this. And yeah, that should be it. So we are gonna wash off the inside of this. We're not trying to wash off the entire thing. We're just trying to make sure that it's decent shaped, because we will paint it and restore it. I might have to do a little bit of it off camera because I don't like to go above like 30-minute videos. Yeah, that cleaned it for sure. And time for the head joint. Yeah. That should have got most of the inside, and we're gonna try to make this more of an outside video because I hardly come out here. Alright, now we are all back to the start. Let me get a nice little mat that I have from this. Alright, real quick, let's just go wash this off. This is my little pad that I use for whenever I'm outside doing things and I need to clean. Because I do fix up instruments sometimes out here, and I don't like getting them on dirt on them, so I usually use this pad. I actually used this whenever I was cleaning the recorder, because I did make mud and I buried it in the mud, so I didn't get my mud on my shoes. I just put that down. Let's clean it off real quick. Huh. There's a helicopter noise. I can't make it again, but it was... I'm not sure if that got caught on camera, but... or you could hear that, but... It sounded like a helicopter. I'm guessing it was something with the water bouncing. Let's just wash this off. Alright. there is some rocks in this. Let's shake this off. All right, now let's go to the area, and we're gonna do the side with the least amount of rocks wedged into it. So this side. Whenever you work with instruments, you always like to have a clean surface and an organized area. So we will go inside just for like a split second to get some tools that'll help us fully clean the recorder. So I'm gonna cut the video real quick. All right, sorry about that, but I had to get some tools. I did put water to boil as well, because whenever it comes to like recorders, instruments like this, you could just like get a wipey, wipe them off, and then boil the mouthpiece to sanitize it. But I like to make sure my instruments are properly cleaned, because boiling just doesn't do it for me. I have to make sure I get like dish soap, pretty much everything possible. So in my tool section, we have some files. I usually do that to get the holes and parts right here wherever there's dirt. Sometimes if you guys are gonna do it, sometimes I do use a knife, but that is hardly ever. That's usually whenever, because whenever I did bury it, it did have a little bit of plants over it that I had to cut off. But other than that, because if we do paint it, I have a cleaning cloth, this is a clarinet cleaning cloth. I use it for a bunch of different things. And some wire right here. This will come in later along with some, I do have the pliers and stuff for the wire, along with some sandpaper. It's not the prettiest one. I use this for the ukulele. I actually got that done. And a toothbrush, because it doesn't work as well, but at least it gets the dirt out. So, oh yeah. And to the side, we do have some spray paints that do come in handy every once in a while. So we have red, black, blue, and white. And then there is some stuff in here because I am working on a guitar. So I'll show you the guitar later, but there's some other stuff in there. All right, let's get to this. I'm gonna have to cut the video again. So we're gonna go rinse out this pot right here. Anything will work. I just use a pot. Let's get this. We're gonna rinse this out because it does have a tiny amount of dirt in it. Yeah, listen to that. Okay. Now we got this done. I'll cut again in 3, 2, 1. Alright. That weird sound that you hear in the background, that's just the water boiling to 200 degrees. That'll get the full sanitization of the recorder. So let's fill this up with water. Dish soap. And okay, how am I gonna do this? Okay, out the back door. Okay, all right. Yeah, I'm sure if you guys are some if you guys are fans from maybe just like a year or two ago, whenever my channel was still named Kitty Dabs, then you'll know this backyard is whenever and these plants is whenever I tried to create paint out of grass. That ended horribly. I thought I could do it. It didn't work that day. I think it could still work. But anyways, now in our utilities we have a little cloth, which is, this isn't like an actual cloth that you could do things with. This is just a piece of cut off jeans, like the ones I'm wearing. Not the exact ones I'm wearing, but just pieces of cut off jeans that I use for wiping down wet surfaces. But I also use the polishing cloth for that too. But now we have some water. I'll put this. Okay, we'll set this pot of water off to the side. Mix it around because I did add dish soap in it. Salt is also an extra thing that you can add, but salt doesn't do anything. Okay. If it's like a brass instrument and it has rust, then rust remover can get added into that. Don't go too crazy because then you're not going to want to get sick off of that. All right. I usually put gloves on for cleaning, but I don't think I need gloves right now, so just put each piece into it. Okay, this is actually a big part that I forgot to mention. With most 3-piece recorders, whenever it has this little piece, that part comes off. So I'm in my backyard and I can find like sticks everywhere. So with this stick, I think this will work, or unless if it doesn't. There you go. So this is like pretty much the reed of a recorder. This is what makes the sound. So you're gonna soak this. Make sure to swish it around actually. And over here we have what can I use to mix? Okay. Give me a second. Good. Alright, I'm back. A bird hit the window. Anyways, this is what we're gonna use to stir the pot. Make sure everything's clean. This isn't. This is just a hiking stick with a spring in it. That's, I'm guessing, for torque. Does that, and then this side's just still. I'm gonna use this side. You will need to mix this around for a couple minutes. It's like a washing machine. Yeah, okay. So my phone, the camera doesn't switch, so I can't flip the camera and then you guys can see it. It's not much that you're missing, it's just soapy water. And then that's it. But just gotta keep stirring for a couple minutes. I'm not gonna keep you guys bored with this. See you in a second. All right, so it's been about, I'd say 10 minutes already, and I've stirred it around quite a bit. And if you guys wonder is the water done boiling, yes, but I'll probably have to reboil it later or put it for longer. But I'm just gonna stir it a little bit more, maybe a couple swishes. Just wiped it off. Okay. So it doesn't have to specifically be a stick like that. It could be like a spatula or a spoon, depending on the size of your recorder and the size of your pot. But now we have quite a bit of the gunk out. I'm fishing that from doing that. I'm gonna bring in a different tool. This is something that I don't use all the time because it's the same as the toothbrush, but a boar bristle brush will also work. Well, can work for outside, like scuffing things. Probably want to switch that around a bit. So then, whenever it comes to cleaning, you just clean the hell out of the recorder. It's not that hard. You just scrub and scrub until you're satisfied, and then maybe once the water is done boiling, you get the water, put it into you can use the exact same one, but whenever I do it, I get a different, like maybe smaller, because I don't boil that much water, smaller cup, pot, whatever, and I do add some more what's it called, soap, salt sometimes, not much other cleaners, because then that can just become like toxic. I'm not trying to make mustard gas and explode the recorder, but yeah, I'm not much of a judgy guy whenever it comes to this. I'm just teaching you guys how to clean a recorder properly, and I'm not even doing it properly. You could do it way easier and with some other way. Let's This is where the toothbrush comes in whenever you're getting the inside of the recorder. Just make sure to get every corner, because whenever I started doing this, there was some dirt in the corners. It's not much there anymore, but on these corners, where's the little pointer thing that I can use? Right here. In these corners, sometimes dirt builds up right there. And in like small cracks like these. Mostly the stirring gets rid of that stuff, but sometimes you do have to get in there with like a toothbrush and scrub it. I go back and forth like with my tools just to make sure with each joint to make sure they're clean, and then I do the same with the boiled water, and then I come back to this water, do it again, and then go back to the boiled water. Sometimes I don't do that a lot. If I am going to do that, I'll most likely do that on camera, off camera, or can do it later on camera. Whatever works for me. As I said, I don't like to go above 30-minute videos, and we're almost at the 20-minute mark. But maybe I will make it like an hour-long video. But if you realize, not a lot of people sit around watching hour-long videos of a guy with a Metallica shirt, long hair, cleaning a recorder. So yeah. But like the video so you could keep it, just in case if you ever get a recorder, or maybe need to clean a recorder. There you go. So whenever the joint's nice and clean like this, you'll shake it around a little bit, because you don't want to, whenever it comes to the rag, you don't want to wet the rag so much that it just becomes like this, that it comes wet like a wet towel, and it's just getting more water and wiping it off. So you have to shake out some of the water, do that, and then you can come in with a rag, and or as I have right here, piece of jeans, and just dry it off nicely. There is still a little bit of gunk that's stuck to the recorder. Luckily, that's why we do the cleaning several times, or like 4 times, to get all of that off. And then this cloth, which is probably seen better days, goes in. Make sure to be careful, because just like oboe and wood, it's a little harder with the recorder. But if like the cloth is like too thick and it gets bundled up at the ends, on one of the ends, that could either get it stuck or put so much like tension on the recorder that it does crack in some area. Maybe you guys don't have to follow everything that I'm saying. I'm not much of a recorder expert, but this is just what I do for fun as a hobby. And once the recorder is clean like that, I don't have much places to put this. Back in the water. You don't have to put it back in the water. That's what I'm doing because I don't have anywhere else. Remember, swish. Then come in with the brush, both brushes. And scrub. That actually feels nice. Yeah, enjoy the ASMR while you have it. I'm not even sure how good the microphone on this phone is. You guys probably won't even be able to hear me. And I'm not feeling being a voiceover right now. Okay. That's good for the outside. Do that again. And back in with the toothbrush. There's a bunch of bugs out here. The toothbrush won't get very far. It's just to mostly do that stuff. Luckily, the swab right here cleans most of that, gets most of that stuff. But maybe if you have like a skinnier brush, which is I do, except I don't know where it is right now, because you could use like straw brushes. That also works. And then shake around again. Then back to the boar bristle. Oh yeah, putting it in a washing machine also works. But if you're ever like in a band, as a band student, a flute player, please don't do that. Like really, please don't do that. Okay. Okay. Then rinse it off again. Then that and back. What the hell's back there? If you guys hear talking in the background, there's like a party or something going on back there. They're screaming bloody murder. But let's get back to cleaning this up. And remember, shake off the water. Wherever. Okay, there you go. Not much of that came off, but it's mostly the soap that gets left. Oh yeah, a big part that I didn't mention is because I wash these pants anyways, but if you're like wearing shorts or something else that's gets water and gets soaked, like how jeans can get, luckily it absorbs and dries in a reasonable amount of time. You probably want like maybe like a napkin, maybe another rag down here, just so you can wipe your hands on. I swear there's something going on over there. Okay, so I will have to point out, because this recorder has taken some abuse, because you guys gotta remember, I'm not very open about it, but I do get like recorders whenever I clean them. I get them from like thrift shops like Savers, just so I can clean them, repair them. I mean, I got busted at school for selling them, because I'd sell them and do custom designs on them. They weren't like good designs, but they're pretty neat. looks like I'm gonna have to get in there later with maybe a finer tool to get some of that other gunk out. Okay. I told you guys I'm not like a recorder expert, so maybe if you guys know, I've never like wondered why. Like I know the B, because sometimes there's a B down here, because first hole, well, yeah, but thumb and then first hole is B. I'm guessing that's why there's always a B down there, or it's just the key of the instrument, but I'm pretty sure it's in the key of like C. I've never understood these numbers. Because you don't sometimes find them on recorders. Is it picking up focus? I don't think you guys can see it, but there is a number like right here. Yeah, there's like a small number right there. I could probably sand that off, but now that we got that done, back in the water. And last joint. Well, second to last joint, because I still need to do that part. But when it comes to the small, I call it like chisel, or sometimes I just say reed. Please let me know what it's called. Okay, there you go. This I just leave soaking in the water. I don't do much brushing on it. Okay. Then boar bristle and scrub. There's a bunch of bugs out here. They're getting everywhere. Or it's probably just my hair getting in my face. Most likely my hair getting in my face. Push again. And toothbrush. It's like starting a motorcycle. Motor. Okay. Sorry guys, sometimes I have like a hard time pronouncing words. Like, if you guys ever seen like horror movies, I can't say horror. I say horror. And YouTube, please do not take that in the wrong way. But yeah, okay. Start off, back to the boar bristle, and luckily with this is like a piece of, not styrofoam. I got it in like a guitar box. It's like a weird material. I don't know what it's called. I just call it like styrofoam, but it's not styrofoam. It has a bunch of tiny little holes in it, so most of the water just sinks to the bottom or gets caught in it. All right, and one more time with the toothbrush. And yeah, that's a bunch of soap. Okay. Okay. I think that's good. And then the rag swab. This one is always the peskiest to get it through because the hole at the top is very small, and towards the end it gets very bunched up and it gets caught through like that, where you can't pull it through. You can, but you can risk breaking the recorder. So then once that happens, you just switch sides and you put it in through this area and pull, and that works a little bit better than the other side. Okay, some dirt that I still need to get out. throw that back in there. And let me go get the boiling water. I think it should be ready. You guys are coming with me through this. What the? What's this little thing? Oh, it just raises the... Okay, so... Huh. I did not know my camera had that. Alright. Come on, let's be quick. Is it still hot? Yep. That feels like it's just got done boiling like a couple minutes ago. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna... Okay. I'm using a Nesquik container. So with this, first I like to use, just coat the bottom layer in a little bit of, not syrup, soap. How is it done? Like, yeah. Whatever. I think that's all we need. Maybe. Okay. I'm just gonna try it. Don't do this. Don't breathe that in. Okay. Okay. Also, be careful with these plastic containers because they can warp. Okay. Now we're coming back out here. Okay. Let me close the door. Yeah, I think that might be my neighbor. Let's hope they don't look over the fence, or else they're gonna see whatever this is. Be careful with the bell. I'm guessing it's a recorder, because whenever it comes to that, it rolls away easily. Whenever because I couldn't find it, I thought it rolled into the lagoon. I call it the lagoon because it's pretty much still water. That's not healthy at all. Last time I saw there's living creatures in there. Alright, let's get back to the recorder. Oh yeah, hint to if I do show you the guitar later. This is where I spray painted it. Can you see that? Oh god, it's so hard to get this stuff in frame. Is it? Sadly, I can't reverse my. The sun's like blinding me out here. Sorry, guys. Is that it? Oh no, it's just a small little area back there. Maybe if I move farther. Okay, I give up. Okay. That's ours. I'll get to the guitar later. Okay, we're at 34-minute mark. Okay. Now, we have this. The boiling water. Swish, swish. And then just drop that in there. I already knew, I've been burned numerous times, but I just want to test it out again. All right. Just like how I did earlier with this one, we want to have a control just in case if this spills. So it will cool it down a bit since it's like conduct, but we will put it in the water. Actually, let me take this out. I'll put it to the side somewhere. Okay, let's move the water to this little platform over there. And this right here. Swish. This one, I don't have much range in. It's just a very small container, so. Okay, that should be good. Now, the part that I hate the most about this. Getting it out. Okay. I recognize that voice somewhere. Okay. Anyways. Clean. It's clean. Scrub some. Oh yeah, this time you dip it in the boiling. But be careful how you're dipping it. Because if you drop it and it sinks in, it's going to suck to get it out. Unless if you just like to reboil the water. Okay. Okay. Now, toothbrush. Okay. We shake this off. And into the other water. And then, I'm gonna hate this part, but... Why did I have to pick music? Okay. There is a theory that if you could dip your hand in fast enough and pull out something, you shouldn't get burned. I don't trust it. I'm just gonna use some pliers. If I can even get this stuff out. Okay, looks like we're dipping my hand in. Okay. Dip in cold water first, in the colder water, and then into the hot water. Okay, that does not work. Yeah, please do not try that. Looks like we're gonna have to get it with the pliers, one way or another. Good song, by the way. Okay. Yeah, stay like that, stay like that, stay like that. Okay. I did it. Okay, now dip. And brush. And this one you don't have too much, is like go dip, brush, it's, or like dip, brush, dip, toothbrush, dip, brush, dip, toothbrush. It just have to do it like once with the brush and once with the toothbrush, and it'll be fine, because then we're putting it back in that water anyways, or whatever I'm doing. Okay. And clean again inside. Okay. Back into there. And time for the small bit. Yay. I'm gonna hate this. Okay. Okay. Let's try to bring this up. It's like fishing. I think I have it in the right position for me to just get with the pliers and grab. No, grab. I feel it. Okay. As I said, this is like fishing. Here. Okay, I could see exactly where it is. You get it in the hole, and there you go. And dip. I just got some of that on my foot. Okay. Yeah, be careful. Maybe wear shoes. Is that a spider? Oh, hell no. Who are you messing with? Yeah. I feel bad for this spider because I do not... is it technically animal abuse if it's a spider? What happens if I just, like, get some boiling water and throw it on him? Looks like we'll find out later if I get attacked by a spider. Yeah, I'm gonna just start sitting like this. I'm not getting bit by a spider today. Okay, this is gonna look wrong. All right, let's do this. Yep, and then if I can Mission Impossible this. Over here. Okay, and then that very last piece. No, I'm not gonna do that. Okay, now it's already gone through boiling. I think it's good. Let's throw out this water. But whenever you throw out the water, remember we still have an extra piece in there. So I usually find something that can guard it. I should have a cloth over here. Well, speaking of spiders, the thing that I'm gonna use to filter the piece out has not only spider webs in it, but says tarantula on it. I thought that would go over there, not over there. Okay, so now the spider's gonna hate me. And they hate people anyways. Okay. Just slowly pour it out. And don't get it on you, because that'll hurt. Like, pour it on a rock or something. Like, heat up the rock. That's a lot more fun than burning your foot off. Okay. Now, we got some of that. Now we got most of that stuff off. Okay. Okay, now. Yeet! And it just went into the lagoon. Give me 1 second. I'm probably now radioactive. Alright. Let's do this. Okay. Now we bring back the pot. And just mix around. And this is wherever we get the three main pieces of the recorder. And shake them off. And what about this rock that I poured all that stuff on? Yeah, the rock's fine. Let's cool it off. I'll always remember that rock. Okay, now we have everything. And shake off piece by piece. Maybe blow a little air through it to get some of the bubbles off. If you use a lot of soap like me. And wipe off. That's fun. Okay, let's stop messing around. I'm gonna stop messing around, shake off some more, and time for this. Pull. There's still stuff in here. A bunch of stuff. It's gross. Maybe I just need to buy a new rag. Okay, or a new swab. Maybe I should get an oboe swab. Those are a lot better. Well, they're thinner too. That'd probably be a better solution for this recorder. Okay. And just to get it in. Okay. Nope, that's just scrapes on the inside of the recorder. Okay, I could deal with that. And now for this. It's about at this stage, if you don't have to, it's not like if you did it properly, it should feel like this, but about this time, it should start feeling damp in some areas. Maybe, I don't know. And in there. It's hot out here. Hot out here in Texas. Alright. There you go. Alright. That should have done everything. Now it's time for whenever I bring out the files. Okay. These are diamond files. Yeah, diamond files. 10 pieces. I don't think I have the 10 pieces. 142 times 3 mm. If you guys can tell me what that means, great. Just get some of the dust off in these corners, like, because it does come up. Because with the rag, sometimes little things like get right here. So just gently push those off. Okay. And then whenever I do this, I just go around a couple times, file it. Because there is a bunch of gunk whenever I get these, like, in here. So I just scrape it out right here. Okay. Yeah, there's quite a bit of dents in this recorder. The recorders that I do turn out good anyways, so I'm excited for this. Alright. Okay. I think this is good. This doesn't have much gunk. Okay. In my opinion, whenever it comes to recorders, personally, I think this little spot, let me pick that up. Okay. This little spot, this is what I call the chisel right here. That's part of what makes a good sound. So, like, if it's jagged, then the recorder's not going to sound right. So I like to make sure it's nice. like, sharpened, kind of. Not sharpened, because then you're just going to make a very sharp sound, I'd say. But I just like to make sure it's nice, even. This video is most mainly targeted for, like, maybe people that are wanting to like adults that are play recorders professionally. I'm no judge. I'm just here to tell you to follow your dreams. Okay, now it's time for this. Okay, now just wipe it off, and we should be good. I'm gonna assemble the recorder. This piece goes in right here. I'm pretty sure you guys should know how to assemble a recorder. Okay. First one, I want to remember, like, it doesn't matter what angle your recorder's at, because it could be, like, all the way, like, out here. But as long as it's comfortable to you, then that's all that matters. I have a pretty straight embouchure, so I have it like this. But this is always, like, a part, because you see people that use recorders, like beginner elementary students with recorder, they have like the holes lined up like this. I find it, because it just looks and feels kind of uncomfortable like this. So personally, I rotate mine until I have a comfortable grip right here. That's not good. Okay, there you go. Okay. Honestly, I might just mess up this recorder, so if I do, maybe you should probably not listen to these last couple steps that I'm doing, that I've been explaining about the files. Okay. Sounds pretty good. So, okay, that's actually, with the high notes, don't usually see them in elementary. You mostly just see, like, chord notes like F sharp, E. That's mostly what you see. But sometimes, maybe, like, in a piece of music, on recorder, you'll see a very high note. It's high G flat or high G. It's partial hole right here. But then you can go a note higher with what is it called? High A. And then after that, it just goes. That's, of course, not how you play it. It's supposed to. But recorder sounds crisp and sounding. This is because what I'm doing to the recorder. This is not like a step that you guys are having to do. Sounding somehow out of all the instruments I do, I always have to sand some. I'm always sanding down something. Because if you guys noticed the ukulele, I finished that actually like a month or two ago. Just haven't given any updates. I don't post as much as I should. Just whenever I have an idea or maybe something that can help, I just post about it sometimes. Even if it's just to like talk about what's going on lately, maybe in my personal life, just a tad bit. I'd post about that. I don't do that as much. I do have I'm still trying to find, because I don't have like the proper recording equipment for it, but I did say I was producing kind of like a small, maybe like a short song, or maybe like 2-3 minutes tops, maybe 5 if it's that long. But it's like Vivaldi, I believe it was Vivaldi that wrote the 4 seasons thing, with winter, spring, and then summer, autumn, fall. I don't even know if that was one of them, but I think Vivaldi's 4 seasons. But this is going to be kind of like that, but it's more targeting towards people that have had on and off relationships. And it's not going to have lyrics. I've tried singing. Yeah, you don't. I feel like you'd rather hear nails on chalkboard than hear that. Okay. Let's finish up on sounding this recorder. While I'm doing this, I probably should give us, like, not being told to or anything, but not even a friend, but a small little channel that I watch. Not a big creator. I'm not even a big creator. She's a bigger creator than me, but go take a look at, if you're into music like me, go take a look at Complex Sax. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, Complex Sax. It's actually a very good channel. She's not a very big creator, but I'm not saying this in like a way like as I'm interested, but adorable lady. She describes music that just, because whenever it comes to music and reading music, I can understand it, but I'm not that big of a really great understander. So the fact that she could make me understand the way that how she explains it, resonators, that's where sometimes I get some of my instrument information from. And yeah, she does try to answer every comment. Like, I've made maybe about 2 comments already, or 2-3 comments, and she's replied to them. Real nice. You guys should go subscribe to her. If I can't make it big, then let's at least try to make her a big YouTuber. Okay. I think this is sanded down enough for me to... Okay. Okay. This is where this comes in. Or, this has been in there. This and this. Okay, so I'm gonna get a small little portion right here. And it doesn't have to be like a huge amount. Just a small little strip to cut right there. If you are interested in painting, like, even if it's like a guitar string. I've done it with a guitar string before, like a 10 gauge string. Okay. How am I gonna do this? Okay. Squeeze the wire through. Okay. Actually, no, you don't want to get this part dirty, so I'm just gonna get this off using this little file. Small taps, gentle taps. Remember, just to keep the taps gentle. and not as I'm doing here. And what did I just do? Yeah, please do not listen to whatever I'm saying right now. Okay. And that... There's a bug stalking me, I swear. Okay, yeah. Still works. Alright. How am I gonna get this out? Could I just use the back of this? Alright. And I wrap it like that, and then once it starts coming towards the end, I twist some more, but it's like that. So I make a small little thing like that, and then I get some more wire. Maybe if you have like a long enough strip, you could do it all in one go, but I make that, and then I just very gently close it at the top. Not tight. Okay, yeah, pretty tight. But you don't want to wrap it up and then have to make another one of these loops. So just twist it like that. And now that we have this, I'm gonna put the rest of the recorder on. I forgot about this. Okay. Squeeze that on. Twist that on. And voila. Now we have a little hook, or a little hook system like this. You guys are probably wondering why I'm doing this, but that's just because I'm gonna spray paint. Where's a nice area to do the paint? Okay. I hope there's not a crack in my screen. I do not have a screen protector right now. Okay, yeah. Alright. Okay. Gently put that. And I'm dropping everything. Maybe that's why this recorder has so much dents in it. Alright. Should have the recorder hanging like this. I'm gonna keep my phone at a distance. I do not wanna get... oh my god, I've actually done this for an hour already. What have I done with my life? Okay. It's pretty hot, so I'm gonna get this rest of the spray paint stuff later. I'm gonna charge my phone. Maybe I'll upload a video maybe at like 7. Or I could do it right now. No, I'll just do it so when it's hot out right now, so. I've never had like a blue recorder, so I think I'm gonna go with a black or white. I have an idea. Okay. Okay, so we have, I'm gonna start the base off with gloss white and gloss blue, navy blue, royal blue. Okay. Shake these up. And now that we got that shaken up, Okay, I'd like to apologize if you guys saw me looking like a weirdo over there while I was... Yeah, it's ankle twister, I believe. Okay, but there's a wasp, and I'm not a big fan of wasps, so I was having to... Yeah, okay. And now it's time for the black. This is black, right? Okay. Yeah, I might seem like a real idiot right now, but then I'm gonna get a plastic bag that I have, and I'm gonna okay. Then we're gonna go in with some royal blue and white at the same time. Well, royal blue and white. And we're gonna wait a couple hours for it to dry. Anyways, let me know if you guys found this video helpful. There's 2 wasps out over there, so I'm gonna go inside. Anyways, see you in the next video. Bye.